Hello, this is Oliver Umble presenting the life cycle assessment of a wind turbine for the Current Issues in Sustainability final project. The life cycle of a wind turbine comes in 5 stages according to Alias Leila and Melanie Saylor in their paper, Comprehensive Life Cycle Assessment of Large Wind Turbines in the U.S. These 5 stages are raw materials, manufacturing, transportation, operation and maintenance, and end of life. The two most environmentally damaging stages are in manufacturing and transportation, as both are typically done using fossil fuels. This paper also looked at the impact of the first 4 stages on the environment. Raw material acquisition and manufacturing of the wind turbine has the most impact on the environment by far and in many categories. It affects water, energy, and the atmosphere. This study took into account that at end of life, most materials in the wind turbine would be recycled, so the impact it has on the environment is consistently low. This is another study's interpretation of the life cycle of a wind turbine. This study took into account specific materials when making a life cycle diagram, along with the fuels necessary in production and maintenance. This study went more in depth with the end-of-life stage of a wind turbine. It found that 90% of steel and copper is recycled while the rest is landfilled. 100% of glass fiber and plastics were recycled, and 100% of the concrete is landfilled. This study also found that the manufacturing stage of a wind turbine has the largest environmental impact. The two major categories of impact were in fossil fuel usage and respiratory inorganics released in manufacturing. There is also a noticeable impact in the carcinogen, climate change, ecotoxicity, and acidification eutrophication categories. While the red bars indicate coal as the fuel in manufacturing, the green bars represent hydroelectric power. In all major categories impact, the use of hydropower greatly decreased that impact. Both the ecotoxicity and acidification categories are impacted by the end-of-life stage by the landfilling of materials. Responsible landfilling and an increase in recycling could decrease this impact. The study also went more in depth and compared the use of wind power, listed as LCA Vestas V90, to other sources of energy, specifically coal, hydropower, and oil. Wind and hydropower both have very little environmental impact in comparison to coal and oil. The only category of noticeable impact for wind or hydropower is mineral usage, and that can be decreased with the recycling of materials. While wind turbines can have a negative environmental impact, it is far less in comparison to fossil fuels like coal and oil to produce the world's energy. The greenhouse gas emissions from wind turbine production are far less than what is produced every day by regular fossil fuel usage, and on top of that, wind turbines can be almost completely recycled. Green energy sources like wind and hydropower are solutions needed to prevent climate change from greenhouse gases and environmental impacts.